Hello everyone, how are you doing today? King Rexy here, and today I'm back with our Marines hero reviews. I apologize for not uploading last week, I was a little bit busy and kinda forgot about it. I had the review done, I just had to edit it, and after some time, it's finally up. And we're continuing on with the second $3 hero in the game, which is Ajax. And this guy is ridiculous. Like, for a $3 hero, he is amazing. Let me tell you that. His stats are pretty good. Granted, there's no values, but if they are any values somewhere, he's gonna have a pretty high values because he is ridiculously tanky. One of the tankiest heroes in the game, and he doesn't really have all that much health boosts, which is pretty nice. His attack though, that's probably the best thing about him. His attack is really strong. It can shred through enemies at a ridiculous pace. Granted, it's a single target, so it's not like grouped attack or anything, but still, it can shred through strong enemies and buildings at a ridiculous pace. But before we get into more of him, let's just talk about his stats real quick. Or, sorry, not stats, that's not Kingdom Rush. This is his multiple abilities. Starting off with Shock Cannon.
Right away. Acknowledge. Noitas Illivic. Shockin. So far. Shockin.
Convenient.
Roger. So far. Shockin.
I miss my lab. Watch my...
Shockin.
Clever.
Noitas Illivic. Shockin. Noitas Illivic. Okay. Shockin.
A psycho this?
I'm flying. Shockin.
The first ability ends up being pretty interesting. Even though it's kind of underrated by the community, I find this ability to be really good. It stuns a pretty big area, including flying units, which is always a plus, for 7 seconds. And 7 seconds isn't a short amount of time, that's pretty good. And it recharges every 20 seconds, so it ends up being pretty good. The ranks, however, not so much. I mean, they help. Granted, the fact that now you can affect buildings is definitely going to be helpful in Borealis, you know, against these rat carriers. It's going to be really helpful. But other than that, I don't see it very well. I mean, it's not a bad ability. I find it to be pretty interesting. Especially if you're getting overrun, you can just stun everybody and run away. Or if you're fighting a big group of people, you can just stun everything. Or if you're in the middle of a gigantic battle where you need some breathing room, you can just stun everything. It can help you in a lot of situations, let's just say that. Pretty good ability, a little underrated, yeah, but it's not bad ability by any means. Next on the list is Mulinex. I think that's how you pronounce it.
Roger. So far. Let's get dangerous. Let's get dangerous. Right away. I'm flying. Let's get dangerous. Acknowledge. Let's get dangerous. I'm flying. Let's get dangerous. Right away.
That one ends up being pretty good. That's mainly his bread and butter ability, and it's pretty good. I mean, it's basically like he turns into a Razor Rotor from BDD6 on steroids. It's ridiculous. It can shred through enemies at a very fast pace. I like it. However, it only lasts for 6 seconds, which is not very long. So you need to make sure that you chop through as much enemies as humanly possible, which, you know, could be difficult at times. However, the cooldown is mainly the issue with this ability. It's whopping 45 seconds, so yeah, you have to wait quite a while to get it back. So just make sure that you shred through enemies pretty quickly. The silver rank doesn't help out at all. The bleed damage, I haven't even noticed it, that's how bad it is. But however, the movement speed really helps out, because you can move around a lot quicker while you're into your Mulunex form, I suppose. Overall, I would say that this is the superior ability, but that doesn't make the shock cannon necessarily bad. And of course, you can't forget about the passive ability, which is prototype gear. That one ends up being a little weird, because I don't get it what that means, withstand damage. Like, does that increase his health points? Does that increase his resistance? I don't know. So let's just say he has more health, basically. He can withstand more damage after all, so he's even tankier. It's pretty good. The ranks are also pretty neat as well. I mean, the first one gives you slow but constant regeneration, which is not really noticeable in combat. I mean, granted, it's not meant for that. What it's meant for is if you're having to be outside of the battle, because, you know, melee heroes have to be at the front at all times. So when they get low on health, you have to just pull them back. So at least he's not gonna take very long. And the gold rank ends up healing himself, well, after using a power. And I think it heals him somewhere around 10 to 15% of his health. Overall, he's pretty good. I'll give Ajax a solid 8.5 out of 10. His attack is really strong, he's really tanky, I love his abilities. The only issue that I have with him is his mobility. Like, his mobility has to be one of the slowest in the game, which, you know, could be a little problematic. I mean, there's not much to say, man. He's just good hero. I mean, if you can get over the slow mobility, he can be pretty awesome. He doesn't need much support at all. He's pretty much one-man army. He can take down a lot of enemies with ease. He can stand his ground, and if you're looking for a strong hero, Ajax is the way to go, man. He's worth it. So yeah, guys, that's gonna do it for the video. Thank you everybody so much for watching. I appreciate you for sticking around to the end. Subscribe if you want to see more of this content in the future. While you're at it, drop a like on the video, it means a lot to me. And I'll see you in the next one. Until it comes, that was King Rexy, over and out.